Travel long enough and you'll find yourself in some very unexpected places. Maybe you're like me, not known for your aristocratic and upper-class leanings. Well, despite that, we spent today strolling around the gardens at the Archbishop's Chateau. 'Tis the privilege of being an explorer of the finer things in the Czech Republic, you see. Hi, I'm Jeremy. Thanks for watching. Yes, our first day in the perfect little town of Kroměříž was a doozy. The air was pleasantly cool, the skies were solidly but brightly overcast, and Maceo and I got to enter and wander the famous Kroměříž gardens, which are situated behind something called the Archbishop's Palace. First, my morning blood sugar was 212, still high from last night. We had a gigantic breakfast in our guest house, laid out all for us, in a little room downstairs with an arched ceiling and a cozy little table. And we both managed to pocket a few things for later. It was going to be a challenge not being high after this magnificent spread. It's all in the hands of Humalog now. The Archbishop's Palace, the main attraction in Kroměříž and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a huge and extensively decorated residence built in the late 1400s. It housed the bishops of Olomouc in the 1700s. I don't know who they were, but I do know the town of Olomouc from an REM song, if that means anything to you. We approach the great structure, which exudes authority, privilege, and an intention to dazzle. Alas, the palace is closed for the season, its comically oversized and ornate doors locked. We walked off, rebuffed, and dejected. But we were in luck. The gardens behind the palace are still open, and they're free. The estate stretches over a huge expanse, its outer limits hard to discern from the entrance. It's all very well manicured, mostly flat and full of weird features and a surprising menagerie of animals. Closer to the mansion are fountains and gazebos, hedges, and other expensive-looking diversions. Further afield, quiet paths wind through the large twisting trees, bereft of leaves in late November, but still providing cover for anyone who wants to not be seen. All of it was green, the grass and the moss on everything. Or gray, like the statues, the bridges, the trees and their mutant fungus. Every view, every object, every aspect of the place was like the ancient world's greatest hits, all assembled here today for our enjoyment. And indeed, we weren't really seen. Not only were there very few other people, but the entire grounds feel far removed from the rest of the world. Even from the rest of Kroměříž, which itself seems like a fairyland in a picture book. The most special companions in Kroměříž gardens are the animals. There are monkeys in cages, looking with mild interest at passers-by. There are ducks waddling along the paths or dipping in and out of the ponds. Squirrels with pointy ears dart across the grass, winding up trees and blinking at their new overhead views. Best of all, by far, are the peahens and peacocks. Not in cages, these residents are just wandering around willy-nilly. I'd never seen peacocks up close like this, and wasn't expecting to today. I kept following them around, fascinated, trying to get a sense of their movements and their motivations. True to their reputation, they do seem to love hanging around and being pretty. The big breakfast turned out to be helpful, since it gave us the energy to walk around for about an hour, all over the place. Towards the back, the trees and the algae grow thick, blocking the outside world and its mundane peasant worries. The falling autumn leaves made a carpet for us lucky ones inside, and we passed leisurely by small canals, ancient-looking sculptures, and naked ladies carrying golf clubs, or something. Back at the Archbishop's Palace, we climbed the stairs in the back to get the view from the balcony. I took the opportunity for a diabetic selfie. I was 182. Considering my recent glucose woes and the large breakfast, I was pleased. At a nearby fountain, I took what I believe is the world's first and only diabetes video surrounded by peacocks. You can say it's esoteric, but you can't say I didn't do it first. Where's my trophy? In town, we got some coffee and little smiley face cakes. The cake wasn't too fresh. It seemed like it had been out since yesterday. Well, listen to me go on. I do declare an hour in those gardens has gone and made me a pretty little princess. Jeeves, this cake is a bit old. Have the entire kitchen staff hanged. Actually, then the coffee had grounds in it, which, again, reminded us that we don't really come from the world of upper-class riches. Because if we did, we wouldn't be so confused by coffee all the time. Ugh, coffee grounds in the glass? As dusk approached, we walked around some of Kroměříž's more anonymous residential neighborhoods. I always like seeing this side of a place, and the little rows of quiet homes here were beautiful and quaint. Sometimes an owner would watch us as we passed. And who wouldn't sit around watching life go by in the town? I mean, look at this place. In the room, my post-cake reading was 173. For dinner, we went to a quintessentially Czech place to sample the local cuisine. Nah, just kidding. We had Vietnamese takeout from a place called Halong. We ate back in the room. Thick noodles, breaded chicken nuggets, a beer, and the cookies I'd swiped at breakfast. This would require a large amount of humalog, so that's what I took. But it still wasn't enough. I was 302 afterwards. But after a day as satisfying as this one was, with a quiet peek into a life of luxury and arcane decorative choices, as measured in number of peacocks, I didn't mind the highness so much. Kroměříž has been a genuinely stunning introduction to the Czech Republic and to Central Europe. Too bad we can't stay. Good thing and a bad thing. I tried to make my choices for good thing, something unexpected, but the peacocks get it today. The good thing about today was the peacocks. End of story. As for a bad thing, this idea of a large breakfast and dinner, but a small or no lunch, hasn't been going smoothly diabetes-wise. Diabetes thoughts. Today's average was 217, a poor showing. Even if all afternoon I was close to acceptable. As nice as Kroměříž is, the travel gods have other plans for us tomorrow and are pulling us to another small town in the Czech Republic. It's your average town, I suppose, except for the church made out of actual human bones of 70,000 plague victims. Man, traveling is so cool.